Hi yogis and bobcats, welcome to the Ohio Virtual Fitness channel. Today we're just going to be doing a short yoga flow, just kind of getting into our body, tapping into our breath, finding some movement. You won't need anything, just a mat, wherever you have enough space to move around. So maybe that's outside under the beautiful sun like I am, or you can go in your basement or your bedroom, whatever works. And that's it. So we'll go ahead and get started. Let's start today in a child's pose. We'll bring our knees about as wide as our mat, maybe a little bit wider. Toes come to touch, and we'll walk our hands down, rest our forehead on the mat. And just start to arrive on your mat today. Start to tap into your breath. Allow your inhale to travel all the way down through your throat, your chest, into your belly. Let your belly round with the shape of your breath. Then open your mouth, sigh it out. And again, nice long inhale through the nose, fill all the way up. Open the mouth, exhale nice and loud. A few more rounds of breath just like that, just coming into your body, noticing those sensations today. When you're ready, rock forward on an inhale to tabletop pose. Stack the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees, and we'll take a thread the needle. So inhale, lift the right hand high to the sky, open the shoulders up to the right side. Exhale, thread the right hand in between the left knee and the left wrist. Drop the right shoulder to the mat, maybe the right ear as well. Option for a bind here, maybe you reach the left hand out and back behind your low back to reach for your right hip crease. And breathe into the twist here, spiral your ribs up towards the sky, and ground down to the tops of your feet and your calves. Inhale to reach the left hand back to the sky. If it was bound, drop it to the ground. And inhale to unwind. Bring the right hand back to the sky just for a moment. Exhale back to tabletop. And we'll thread it on the other side. Inhale, left hand reaches up to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, dropping the shoulder, maybe the ear. If you took the bind on the other side, you can do so here. Right hand reaches for the left hip crease. And find a moment of stillness here. Just melt down. Release any unnecessary tension. And deep belly breaths. Release the bind if you took it. Your inhale lifts your left hand back towards the sky. And your exhale brings you back to a neutral tabletop. Just take a few breaths here. Take some movements that feel good in your spine. Maybe that's a cat-cow. Maybe you're shaking the hips from side to side, finding some primal wiggling movements, just whatever feels good in your practice. We'll come to stillness. Take a big deep breath, suck the belly button in and up. long spine. Walk the hands forward just a couple of inches. Tuck the toes. Exhale to send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. It's our first one of the day, so you can wiggle out, maybe pedal the feet one at a time, reaching the heels down to the mat. There's a cute little green spider on my mat. Hi, buddy. Then we'll come to find some stillness, reaching the heels down towards the mat, yearning the sits bones up towards the sky. We'll take 3 deep breaths here. If you'd like to activate into your Ujjayi breath, your victory breath, the breath of Vinyasa, we'll inhale through our nose as we've been doing. Seal the lips, slight constriction in the back of the throat. Exhale through the nose, should be nice and audible. Inhale to come onto your tippy toes, look forward. Exhale, gently step to the top of your mat, feet at hips distance. Generous bend in the knees, reach for opposite elbows and find a ragdoll pose. Just hang heavy, let your torso rest on your thighs, maybe take a sway from side to side. Starting to open up into that low back, the lumbar spine. Could release the hands down to the mat. Maintain that gentle bend in the knees as we inhale to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach the hands up and around towards the sky or the ceiling. Send the gaze over the fingers. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let your gaze fall closed. Just take a moment here to reconnect to your breath and to find an intention for your practice. Whatever that may be purely physical, more energetic or spiritual. Just find something that you'd like to devote the next 25 minutes to. So on an inhale, send that intention up. Arms sweep out to the sky. Look up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive. The arms come to the sides as we lower with a flat back over the legs. Forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Fingertips can either stay on the mat or hands can come to the shins or to the thighs to find a nice long spine. Breathe here, reaching out through your tailbone and the crown of your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Plant your hands into the mat. Step back to a high plank. Inhale here, lengthen all the way from your heels to the crown of your head. Shift slightly forward. Exhale to hug your elbows into your ribs, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck the toes, inhale to a cobra pose. Gently lift the chin and chest off the mat using the strength of the back rather than the strength of the hands or the arms to lift you higher. Breathe here, root down through the tops of the feet, through the pelvis. Inhale to lift a little higher, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, release the forehead to the mat, tuck the toes, inhale, rise through a tabletop. Exhale to downward facing dog, send the hips up and back. Again, maybe you pedal the feet out before finding stillness, 3 big breaths. Noticing those sensations as the inhale travels into the belly. And as you release tension on the exhale. One more big breath. Inhale to look forward, come onto your tippy toes. Exhale, travel forward to the top of your mat, feet at hips distance. This time we'll find Pada Hastasana, gorilla pose. So we'll inhale to a halfway lift, gentle back bend in that spine, and then exhale to slide the palms underneath the soles of the feet so that the toes can come over the wrist creases. Maybe you give your wrist a little massage. Inhale again, imagine that halfway lift. Exhale to fold over the legs, surrender. Release the weight of the head, just let the neck hang heavy. Big breaths here, breathe into the low, low back. Good, inhale to slide the palms out from underneath the feet, find a halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. The gentle bend in the knees as we inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up tall, send your gaze up overhead. Exhale, the hands come to heart center, take a moment to recenter. Find the breath. Gently blink the eyes open. From here, you can keep your feet at hips distance if you're taking care of your low back today. Or you can heel toe your feet in so that the toes come to touch about an inch between the heels. And we'll inhale to Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit the hips low, the heart high. Quickly look down, make sure you can see all 10 toes. And if you can't, just keep working those shins and those hips back, reaching the heart higher until you can see those toes. And then try to give them a little wiggle off the mat. Make sure that your weight is sitting back in your heels. Exhale, the hands come to heart center, lean slightly forward, twist to the right, hook the outside of the left elbow on the outside of the right knee, revolve chair. Keep sitting the hips low. Inhale to lengthen from tail to crown. Exhale to twist a little deeper towards your thumbs. One more big round of breath. Inhale back through center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Gently lean forward, twist to the left. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist deeper. Inhale back to chair. Exhale, straighten the legs, stand tall, Tadasana, hands to heart center. Ground down through all four corners of the right foot. And the left foot begins to grow light. Lift the left knee up into the chest. And on your exhale, we'll slowly begin to tilt forward to warrior three, keeping the hands at heart center. All 5 of the left toes point down towards the mat. Keep the hips square until our torso comes parallel with the mat. Hover here for just a moment. On your exhale, gently step the left toes back. Drop the back knee. Inhale, rise, crescent moon. The right knee stacks right over the right heel. Hug the right hip back in line with the left hip so that the hips are square towards the top edge of the mat. And then your exhale sinks you a little deeper into that right hip, to that left hip flexor. Find a nice tall spine here. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. As you bring the hands down to frame the foot, gently straighten the right leg. Pull the hips back and pull the right toes towards your face until you find your half splits. Again, we'll imagine our little inhale to our halfway lift, find a flat back. And then exhale to melt a little bit deeper over your leg, just stopping wherever the legs and back ask you to. Inhale to shift forward to your low lunge. Plant the left hand in the mat, spiral the right hand up towards the sky for a dragonfly twist. The gaze can go up towards the right fingers if that feels okay. Keep pressing down through all 5 knuckles on the left hand. And if it feels okay, maybe you start to kick the left foot up and reach back with the right hand to capture the outer edge of that left foot. From here, you can sort of roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Let that right hip open up. So you sink a little deeper into the twist, using your exhale to drag your back foot closer to your glutes. Your exhale releases the back foot. If you took it, come back to center. Good. And we'll bring both hands to the inside of the right foot so that you can kind of wiggle the right toes out into the top right corner of your mat so you have a little more space. You can stay right here if this is already a really good stretch for your hip. Or if you'd like to come down a little farther, you're welcome to, maybe onto your forearms. Take a few breaths in this deep hip stretch. Inhale to press back up onto your hands if you're not already there. Wiggle the right toes back towards the center line. Inhale to look towards the top of your mat. Tuck your toes, lift the back knee. Exhale to step the left foot next to the right, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale to your forward fold. Heel toe the feet to about hips distance. Plant the left hand in the mat, bend deeply into the left knee as you spiral the right hand up towards the sky, just like we just did in our dragonfly twist. Pulling the right hip back, spiraling the ribs and heart open. Exhale, release the right hand to the mat. This time bend deeply into the right knee. Inhale, open the left hand up to the sky. Counter twist. Just energize out through all 5 fingers. Send your gaze up. Exhale, release the left hand to the mat. Forward fold, let the head hang heavy. Again, keeping the feet at hips distance if you're taking care of your low back, or heel toeing them together. We'll inhale to our Utkatasana, chair pose. And this time we won't take the twist, we'll just settle in for about 3 big breaths. Keep working those shins back, the belly in, the hips back, the heart up. And maybe here you even turn up the corners of your mouth. Gave a little smile. On your third exhale, you can straighten the legs, stand tall, Tadasana, hands to heart center. Ground down through the left toes this time. Grow light through the right toes. Inhale to lift the right knee up into the chest. One-legged Tadasana, Ekapada. And your exhale swings you forward gently like a lever. Kick the right heel back as if you're moving through jello. Hands stay at heart center as you find Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. The right toes point down towards the mat. Hips are square. Find a gentle back bend in the spine. Imagine that halfway lift. One more inhale wherever you are. Exhale to gently step the right toes back, low lunge. Drop the back knee. Inhale, rise, crescent moon, hands sweep up overhead. Send the left hip back, right hip forward to square off the hips. And then exhale to settle in a little deeper, melt into this hip stretch. Suck the ribs in here, find a nice tall spine, and spiral the triceps towards one another, almost as if you're trying to hide your armpits, if that's possible. On your next exhale, sweep the hands down to frame the foot, send the hips back, straighten the left foot, pull the left toes towards your face for Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Inhale to your halfway lift, creating length from tail to crown. Imagine a string pulling you forward. And then exhaling to melt down over your leg. Find this deep hamstring stretch. Inhale to shift forward to your low lunge. And set up again. Make sure your left knee is stacked right over the left heel, not any forward of it. Plant the right hand in the mat to inhale to spiral the left shoulder up towards the sky, reaching up with the shoulder and the gaze. Do you feel you have enough space in this twist? Maybe you begin to kick the right toes back, reach back, capture the right foot with your left hand, twist open and exhale to hug the right foot closer to your glute, this deep quad stretch in front of the right leg. And again, you can kind of roll onto the outer edge of your left foot here, let the left knee spiral outward. Exhale to gently release that quad stretch. If you took it, return to center. Both hands come to the inside of the left foot. Wiggle the left toes out to the top left corner of your mat. And we'll stay for our hip stretch. If you want to stay on your hands, you can. Otherwise, you can lower to your forearms or anywhere in between is great as well. Return to your breath. Notice the way the breath is flowing through the body at this point in practice. Inhale to lift back up to your hands if you're not already there. Bring the left leg back towards the center line. Inhale to look towards the top of your mat. Tuck the toes, lift the back knee. Your exhale launches you forward. Right foot steps next to the left. Forward fold. And let's just hang here for a few breaths. If you'd like to reach for opposite elbows again, you can. Really release all the way through the neck, through the jaw, the eyebrows, all of those places where we hold unnecessary tension. Inhale to a halfway lift, find length. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, rise tall, Urdhva Hastasana, sweep the arms out and around. Exhale, the hands to heart center. And we'll just find one balancing pose before we move to the mat for some stretches. So we'll start by grounding down through the right foot. Grow strong through all four corners. Then lift the left foot into the chest. And then we can use our hand to bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh for tree pose, Vrikshasana. Press firmly with your foot into your leg and with your leg into your foot. Bring your hands to heart center. Maybe you try to close your eyes here. Notice what that does for your balance. And if you waver or fall, just come right back into it. It's no big deal. 2 more big breaths. Find some stability, find some peace here. And with your exhale, you can use your hand to bring that left knee back towards center and then drop it down. Let's just shake it out. Be rolling out through the ankles, shaking out the wrists. And then again, we'll root down into our left foot this time. Lift the right knee up into the chest. And then use the hand to bring that right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Again, pressing equally with leg into foot and foot into leg. If you like your hands at heart center, you're welcome to keep them here. Or maybe you sweep your arms out and around, reach up tall. Maybe you begin to sway your branches in the wind like a tree. Again, noticing how this affects your balance. Come back to your breath. Allow that to be your focal point. Your exhale helps bring your right knee back towards center and then drops it next to your left foot. We'll inhale one more time, sweep the arms out and around. And we'll exhale, swan dive with the flat back to your forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. And this time we'll ground down into our right foot. Inhale to step the left foot all the way back to our low lunge. From here, we'll drop our back knee and just wiggle our right toes over to the left side of our mat until we can eventually drop our right shin down. We're coming towards half pigeon, sleeping pigeon. What's really important here is that we keep a nice flex in our right toes. And the right shin certainly doesn't need to be parallel to the top edge of the mat. It can come in a little bit, just wherever your hip feels comfortable here. And maybe you stay up on your fingertips, finding a nice tall spine. Or maybe on your exhale, you begin to work your hands forward, coming onto your forearms, or even onto your forehead for a few breaths. Inhale lifts you back to your hands if you're not already there. We'll sit our weight off to our right hip and then gently swing our left foot out and around so it's in front of us. And then we'll come to a Janu Shirshasana. So we'll bring the sole of our right foot to the inside of our left thigh. And this again may already be a really intense stretch here. You can find a tall spine and stay right here. Or if you feel you have more space to move, maybe you walk the fingers forward, reaching down towards your toes. Just stop wherever your back asks you to stop. Maybe you can reach the foot, maybe you can't. Wherever you land, take 4 big breaths. Use this as a restorative posture. Come back to your intention. Inhale to press the hands into the mat. Walk yourself back up. Good, and then we'll use the hand to hug the right knee in so that the right sole of the foot comes to the mat. Knee points towards the sky. Flex the left toes up towards the sky and then reach with your left arm around the right knee. Give yourself a big hug. Twist towards the back of your mat. Right hand reaches behind your low back to help you find a nice tall spine as you twist. You're also welcome to use the outside of the left elbow against the right knee to find a deeper twist here if that's accessible to you. And your inhale lifts you up through the crown of your head. Find a tall back. And your exhale twists you deeper towards the back of your mat. 2 more breaths, just like that. Exhale to release the twist. Cross the right ankle over the left. Roll forward to a tabletop. Find downward facing dog. Inhale to look towards the top of your mat. Exhale to travel forward however you like. And we'll go straight into the other side. So this time we'll inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, step it behind us for a low lunge. Drop the back knee with a tall back. Walk the left toe over to the right side of the mat until you can bring the left shin towards parallel with the top of the mat, not completely parallel. Sit your weight equally between your hips. Make sure you're not sitting off to one side. The top of the right foot is on the mat. We inhale, lift up, find our tall back. And exhale, maybe you stay, maybe you begin to walk forward. Stay activated through the left toes to protect the left knee joint. Your next inhale lifts you back to your hands if you're not already there. Sit your weight off to your left hip. Be very careful as you swing that right leg out and around so that the right foot faces to the top of your mat. Left sole of the foot comes to the right thigh. Janu Shirshasana. Stay tall or use your exhale to begin to walk towards your toes. Again, be kind to your body. Be patient. Just stop wherever she asks you to today. Inhale to slowly rise. Release your exhale. Pull your left knee in towards the center line. Left sole of the foot comes to the mat. Right toes flex up towards your face as you give yourself a big hug with your right arm. Twist towards your left. Left hand behind the low back to find a tall spine. And maybe you hook the right elbow on the outside of the left knee to find some more leverage. This is totally optional. Again, inhale, feel a string pulling out through the top of your head, and your exhale twists you deeper. Exhale to release the twist. Bring both knees in. Find a nice tall spine with the knees pointed up towards the sky. And then reach out forward and slowly start to lean back nice and slow. Just a little core activation as we end class. Great. Hug your knees into your chest. Give your shins a big hug. Reach the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Bring the arms to the insides of the knees and capture the outsides of the ankles or the feet. Happy baby. Pull the knees down towards the armpits, soles of the feet shine up towards the sky, and try to reach the neck and the tailbone down to the mat, resting the full length of the spine down here. Release the feet, hug both knees in towards your chest. Take a big inhale, give yourself one final hug. Touch your nose to your knees, scrunch everything up one last time. And exhale to drop everything down to the mat. Final resting pose, Shavasana. Feet can come as wide as the mat, maybe even wider. Hands play out by the sides, palms up. Release any semblance of pranayama, of breathing restraint. Release any remaining bits of tension. Just fully surrender into the ground and take rest. If you have more time to spend in Shavasana today, I encourage you to do so. If not, you can begin to bring some awareness into your breath. Start to find movements in the extremities, the fingers and the toes and the face. Moving into the ankles and the wrists. The knees, the elbows, maybe you rock your head from side to side. Then we'll inhale to reach the arms up and overhead for a good morning stretch. Flex the toes towards the face and then away from you. And then using your arm as a pillow, gently roll to your right side. Supported fetal position. Take a moment here to allow the effects of your practice to wash over you. Notice the bodily sensations. Notice the breath. Notice how they've both changed since the beginning of your practice. And whenever you're ready to move into your day, you can gently begin to press up to a tall cross-legged seat, keeping the gaze closed or soft. Bring the hands to heart center. Return to your intention. Just take a few breaths, remembering how you spent your practice and how you'd like to bring your practice and your intention into the rest of your day. thumbs to your third eye center. May you have peace in your thoughts. Bring your thumbs to the mouth. May you have peace in your words. And bring your thumbs to your heart. May you have peace in your heart. Together we bow and say, Namaste.